What is up, DramaAlert Nation, Killer Keemstar, let's go right into the news!
DJ Killer Keemstar. Love him or hate him, you can't deny the fact that you know who he is. With over 5.8 million subscribers on his DramaAlert channel and 2.8 million followers on Twitter, Keemstar is a social media icon, and in my opinion, a bit of a genius. Even though Keemstar is hailed as the villain of content creation, there are still things we can take away. But to say Keemstar has been through a lot of drama would be an understatement. He has been in drama with H3, Deji, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Romeo Lacoste, and countless others. He's even been cancelled for saying,
"Yo, everybody type in the chat, Alex is a stupid."
Notice how Keemstar is still thriving to this day. You may call him an idiot, or a meanie, or a cum shot, or a broken condom, but there is one thing for sure. Keemstar is not dead, and he's even still growing to this day.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Today, I thought I'd break it down and uncover why I think Keemstar is one of the smartest.
I suggest you go outside and play Pokemon Go on the edge of a motherfucking volcano.
Not loved, but one of the smartest YouTubers of all time. Welcome to the Mike Powers YouTube channel, where we talk about branding, marketing, and social media growth. If you enjoy this video, consider smashing that like button for YouTube algorithm, and let's get into it. Before we get into the meat and potatoes on why Keemstar has such a big noggin, let's first quickly go through some of his rough history. Trust me, it'll be important for later. Keemstar was well known back in the day for being a troller, and this is when he first started to develop his online personality. He mainly had to focus in the Halo 3 community, where he would call up unsuspecting people and troll them for his audience.
Say my name. Say Keemstar. Say Keemstar. Go girl. Go girl. Come on, cupcake. Let me lick the frosting. Let me lick the frosting.
Someone posted one of Keemstar's moments to YouTube where he quickly became an overnight success. Back then, trolling and funny moments videos were all the rage, and people were lining up to watch Keemstar. But as the internet evolved, so did people's perceptions of Keemstar. Trolling became deemed as hateful content, and Keemstar would have his Xbox Live accounts banned while he was streaming.
Stream for about 1 hour, get banned. Console banned, can't do anything with it. It's a bricked. It's literally banned from going online. Take that the next day to GameStop, return it. Hey, this didn't work. Get a new one. Then the next day it would be Walmart, and I would just switch places just so I could keep doing it.
And once he started to post on YouTube, more bans quickly followed. Keemstar had a total of 5 channels banned due to him being a toxic internet troll. But Keemstar wouldn't give up. Legend has it that he used one of his friends to create a new account where he would simply appear in the videos. This meant DJ Killer Keemstar could finally post on YouTube again. It was then he made the account we all know and love, DramaAlert.
You just got blocked, bitch.
This is one of the first things that highlights Keemstar's success. That is his perseverance. Even when Keemstar was banned over and over again, he never gave up. He loved the process and continuously wanted to make content for his fans. So now let's talk a bit about the start of the DramaAlert channel. DramaAlert was started when Keemstar was playing the role of a newscaster on Twitter, using hashtag DramaAlert in his posts. His posts on Twitter were doing very well, and he knew he could capitalize on the interest of internet celebrities. He then began to make many videos that strayed away from his past trolling activity. He found an opportunity to make videos about online drama, a subject that was not being done at the time. With that, Keemstar began his career as the internet celebrity news host. He posted video after video discussing topics about other online creators on the DramaAlert channel. This strategy worked wonders, as he could use other creators as content for his videos, combined with the crazy DJ Keemstar personality his fans love. Whether it's scummy or not is up to you, but you can't deny the fact that it brought him views, and a lot of them for a brand new channel. As DramaAlert was growing, more and more people were tuning in to hear Keemstar cover the latest internet beef. But other creators began to notice the traction Keemstar was getting on his videos. It was then Keemstar would be hit by an onslaught of exposed videos discussing his interesting past online behavior in the trolling community. Around 2016, exposed videos from Grade A Under A, Leafy is Here, and a content cop from iDubbbz were made trying to expose Keemstar for his past, and also some hypocritical statements he made when covering the news. But remember, Keemstar was transitioning from his old trolling days. Sometimes the Keemstar bias slid through the cracks. And even more recently, H3 dropped a bomb of a video exposing Keemstar again many years later.
Why am I still getting hate?
It was right around this time, after the exposed videos, Keemstar fully transitioned from internet troll to news host to what Keemstar now classifies DramaAlert today as the Keemstar Show.
It became very clear to me that I didn't actually have fans, right? Because I wasn't injecting my opinion enough, right?
Right.
You know, I had fans on Twitter, but I didn't have fans on my YouTube channel. So my show quickly changed to the Keemstar Show and Keemstar's thoughts and opinions.
Now, I'm not here to discuss the drama. There are countless other videos explaining all the questionable things Keemstar has done. But what's more interesting to me is how is he still around and how is he still pulling in views? After all, he was canceled over and over. Shouldn't he he be removed off YouTube? The most general reason why Keemstar is still thriving to this day is that he persevered, and he grew the Keemstar personality that people still tune in for today.
Marina was not kidnapped. She was... Shut up!
He never stopped uploading, and he never let an exposed video set him back on YouTube. But that right there is the 20 IQ answer. The 200 IQ answer is a lot more technical. So let me bust out the content chart and show you how Keemstar has grown so large and how he hasn't been cancelled off of YouTube. This chart will visually help explain a creator's audience and the types of viewers. So now consider this circle. In the middle of it, we will put YouTuber. Now in this circle is the YouTuber and his videos, nothing else, no audience or influence. Outside of the circle is where those things lie. So now let's draw some faces on the screen. These people will represent our audience members. These are people who are just browsing around on YouTube, kind of like me and you. So now let's draw a second circle around that YouTuber circle. This will represent our audience. This circle includes people who know of the YouTuber. Anything outside of the circle are viewers who have not heard of the YouTuber. For a creator that's just starting out, their circle will be very small, but as they grow, their circle will get larger and larger. So now let's draw some more lines in the circle. The first circle is the S tier. In this first top circle is where the most dedicated fans lie. They're classified to creators as raving fans. They're the most dedicated fans. They make fan art. They follow you on other social media platforms, and they even buy all the merch. They watch the entire videos, even the outros. The second circle is the A tier. These are people who are good fans. They maybe watch most of the videos and follow you on other social media. They comment here and there and are generally a solid viewer. The third circle is the B tier. These are people who casually watch videos. They watch your stuff and that's about it. Not much interaction, and sometimes they click off the video if they get bored. This is where the majority of a creator's audience is. Within these three levels of the circle is what we call the active viewers or active audience. This is the part of an audience that is very active with the creator's videos. The fourth circle is the C tier. These are people who watch a video maybe once in a while, only click on the video if the thumbnail is something that really entices them. The last circle is the D tier. These are people who don't watch your videos, but they know about you. If they heard the YouTuber's name in a conversation, they could picture them, but they maybe have not watched any of their videos. They typically know about this creator from a friend, mentioned in other YouTube videos, or have collaborated with other YouTubers. Within these last two levels of the circle is what we call the passive audience. This includes anyone who watches a few videos from the YouTuber here and there, and people who just know of the person but don't actually watch any of their videos. The cool part about the passive audience though is that this is the part of the audience that makes your content go viral, especially on places like YouTube. Your core fans are going to watch all your videos, but if you can make videos that appeal to your passive audience and your core audience with your thumbnail and title, you can get more and more people into your channel. Take a second to pause this video and think about what are some of the creators you watch and where do you fall on their audience chart. Now, one thing to note is that this is not considering what the viewer's perception of the YouTuber is. They could watch all their videos but still absolutely hate them. Now, this is a typical representation of what the average YouTuber's audience looks like. People can move up and down these circles all the time, and their audience can change every day. And the YouTuber hopes to get more and more people to that S tier circle. This means that there are more dedicated fans and more people who will pay for anything they put out. Another element of this chart is to consider the YouTuber in the center like a magnet. The more content they put out, the more stronger this magnet will get, and the YouTuber will attract more people to their S tier circle. You're not going to be a big fan of a creator if they only have one video posted, but true fans come from watching a catalog of old content. Think about it with some of the people you watch. When you really like a creator, you're likely to watch all their old videos as well. One aspect about the YouTuber magnet concept is that the YouTuber can only attract people to the center if they were within the largest circle. That being, they have to be at least familiar with the YouTuber. Just think about it in general. If you don't know who someone is, then how can you be a fan of them? In order for someone to become a raving fan, so to speak, of the YouTuber is to climb all the ranks of this YouTuber tier list. They must first see a video where they fall into the D tier, then watch a few more videos to go into the C tier, and if they like the content enough, they will make their way to the S tier and become big fans of the YouTuber or content creator. They must go from being a non-audience member to a passive audience member to an active audience member. Now, sometimes people find creators and only watch a few of their videos. This means they stay within those middle circles. That is where the bulk of a creator's main audience comes from. This is a concept that can be applied to any social media account or personality, and it represents the types of engagement from viewers that are associated with your brand. So now I haven't seen something like this on YouTube before, so I'm going to call it the viewer hierarchy because I'm sure I'll be using it more in the future. Now, in general, it is very hard for people that are inside the circle to leave the circle altogether, because once someone knows of a creator and watches a few of their videos, it's very hard for them to just forget who they were watching. And think about it in real life. When you watch a creator, you will always get more and more content from that person or channel until you no longer click on those pieces of content. The last thing we need to discuss before we talk about Keemstar is to explain how YouTubers try to abuse this chart to get the most amount of people to the top of this hierarchy. Like I mentioned before, you can't have a viewer climb the ranks of the hierarchy if they don't know about you. This This is why creators try to find ways to get discovered on platforms like YouTube. If they can make videos that gets them discovered, then they can start making other videos that transform non-audience members into raving fans. I'll have many more videos how to do this right here on YouTube, but for now, just know that fundamental principle. People make videos for viewers to turn those viewers into fans. So now let's get back to Keemstar. Remember when I said that he was an internet troll early in his career? Well, this is where it comes into play. Keemstar is a master at attracting an audience. He grew his channel in a time where internet culture was a lot more messed up than it is today. Back when Keemstar was first posting on the internet, the more degrading and insulting you were, the more popular you became. This is why YouTubers like Shane Dawson was more recently criticized for his past. He too grew up in a time where fucked comedy was the norm. When the exposed videos released on Keemstar back in 2016-2017, Keemstar knew right then and there that the internet was a completely different place and his past was coming back to haunt him. He lost a few subscribers, but not enough to outright cancel his channel.
I lost 300 subs in the first hour it was out and then started gaining again.
Anyone who knew of Keemstar's past would know that the clips exposing Keemstar were part of his old internet persona, but there were many newer fans that did not know about his past. After all these cancellations, Keemstar realized that he needed to do the news in his own way and take advantage of that villain-like persona that all the exposed videos painted him to be. And this is where the content chart fully comes into play. We have a good estimate for what Keemstar's viewer hierarchy looks like. There are people all over the hierarchy with all different perspectives about Keemstar. There are his dedicated fans that have known him for a long time at the S tier, but also a lot more newer fans around the A, B, and C tier. Once again, this chart does not take into account the perspectives of the viewer, just the amount they interact with the creator. So now let's say someone posts an exposed or criticizing video on Keemstar. The YouTuber would be familiar with Keemstar's content, that they would be placed somewhere in the C tier, and the audience, now introduced to Keemstar, would be somewhere in the D tier. This increases Keemstar's audience without him even doing anything. Once again, whether the video is good or bad is besides the point. More people now know who Keemstar is. This is called earned media. This is a type of media that a creator gets that he did not pay for, and it can be either good or bad. Good earned media is good for the creator, but not every piece of bad earned media is bad for a creator. Well, sometimes it is for certain people. Simple petty drama will not erase you off a platform. If you play your cards right, you can get over almost any cancellation. I'll make another video in the future explaining that, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Going back to the chart, all this earned media from the exposed video increases Keemstar's passive audience pool, and there are more potential people that can now become raving fans and make their way to the top of the hierarchy. And of course, there will also be people who change their position on the hierarchy now knowing about Keemstar's past. If you want some numbers for reference, Keemstar gets about 1 to 2 million views on a video, but his passive audience on YouTube is somewhere in the range of 30 to 60 million. Because like I mentioned, a lot of people know about Keemstar from all the controversy around him. Another thing to note is that Keemstar also has his DramaAlert channel on Snapchat, which brings in an additional 3.5 million views. This brings Keemstar's passive audience to somewhere in the 80 million to 120 million range. That's a lot of people who know who Keemstar is. Having this large of a passive audience is super valuable for Keemstar because it measures his influence. And this concept makes sense because think about some other online personalities you know of but maybe don't watch any of their videos. People like the Paul brothers or James Charles come to mind. These people are very influential in the online space even if you haven't watched any of their videos. But now you might be thinking, Mike, if it's an exposed video, then how the hell is he going to get any fans at all? People are weird. They don't care. When a YouTuber makes an exposed video, there will be viewers who are clearly sided with that YouTuber and now hate Keemstar because of it. But there will also be viewers from those exposed videos who end up becoming fans of Keemstar in the long run. That's just the nature of how people get discovered online. More reach equals bigger passive audience and the more chances for people to click on your videos. This is something Keemstar has mastered and is what led him to gain 5.8 million subscribers on his channel. He turned his channel from a strict Keemstar presents the news show to the Keemstars show. He wanted to present the facts in his own way, and if you agree with him, you might stick around and watch a few more videos. If you disagree, he will always find a news story that you might click on in the future, even if you dislike him, and then if you agree with his opinion in the future, then you might become a fan. Keemstar is a master of this tactic. If people make a video disagreeing with Keemstar's positions, it gets a conversation going, and it leaves more people invested into the storyline.
My ultimate goal is as much conversation as possible, much entertainment as possible, and the more people talking, the better, right?
And I know this strategy works just by looking at some of his most recent videos. At the time I'm making this video, the Call Me Carson drama recently unfolded. This video was one of the best performing videos on his channel in recent time and is what made me make this video. And let's take a look at the comments, shall we? I can't believe I just willingly clicked on a DramaAlert video. I'm so fucking embarrassed and ashamed I actually clicked on a DramaAlert vid, but I need to see what was up with Carson. When something dramatic happens on Keemstar's channel, he knows exactly how to capture capitalize on his passive audience and get them to click on the video. Whether he's a scumfuck or not is up to you, but that's why I think Keemstar is smart. He used his haters to grow his channel for him. His controversial villain-like persona is what makes him so unique. The last thing I want to mention is that Keemstar's online personality throughout his career is simply just that, an online personality. He knows his audience and he knows how to keep people entertained, whether it be a trolling video or a DramaAlert video.
The internet is not real. The influencers are not real. Nothing is real. Everything is fake. Everything is manufactured to a certain level and certain degree. If you can have that basic understanding that the internet isn't real, then hate and stuff you get shouldn't bother you at all. I mean, that's not real.
How close are you to being the base real version of you? So does that mean you're a character as well? And how much of that?
Oh my God, I'm pretty far apart. I'm pretty far apart from really me.
Going forward, anytime there is major news on the internet, like him or not, Keemstar is one of the people you will turn to. He knows how to entertain an audience, and this is a fundamental concept when growing on social media. When Jake Paul somehow beats Conor McGregor in a fight, or Charlie D'Amelio calls Addison Rae a naughty word, everyone will be turning to Keemstar to hear the news. But at the end of the day, all the cancellations of Keemstar meant nothing. He is still posting, doing the same thing Keemstar does best, trolling the internet and attracting an audience. Your viewpoint on him is completely irrelevant to him, and there will always be more people climbing the ranks of the viewer hierarchy. More people knowing who Keemstar is, even if they hate him, is what Keemstar's brand was built upon, and he's not going to stop. He has people on both sides, raving fans and haters. In the real world, haters will never stop, so why not use them to your advantage? Keemstar is a master of perseverance, toxic or not. That's why he's one of the greats of YouTube content creation. The one thing you can take away from this video is that if you ever get canceled, just keep going and doing your thing. The only thing that can cancel you is yourself. I hope you learned something about the villain of YouTube that is Keemstar. Don't forget to smash like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.